As you step into your 60s, life takes on a new rhythm. The youthful hustle fades and a new chapter begins, a time to savor the fruits of your efforts and embrace the wisdom of the years. But here's the harsh truth. Many people unknowingly sabotage their later years by clinging to behaviors that rob them of peace, health, and happiness. Are you making these critical mistakes? Imagine this. You're ready to enjoy your golden years, but unnecessary worries, poor habits, and misplaced priorities weigh you down. Instead of living comfortably and joyfully, you find yourself trapped in stress, regret, and even poor health. This is a fate no one wants, but it's avoidable. In this video, we'll reveal 8 critical mistakes you must avoid after 60 to ensure your later years are filled with comfort, clarity, and fulfillment. These timeless lessons, inspired by Buddhist teachings, focus on letting go of what no longer serves you, so you can embrace a peaceful and meaningful life. The solution lies in simplicity and mindfulness. Buddhist wisdom teaches that true happiness comes from removing excess and choosing what is truly valuable. By discarding harmful habits and adopting purposeful choices, you can cultivate a life that's as clear and refreshing as spring water. Every moment matters, and the decisions you make today will shape your tomorrow. So stay with us until the very end. Each of these 8 points is a stepping stone to a brighter future, and number 5 is one you absolutely cannot afford to miss. It could change the way you see health and happiness forever. Before we dive in, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel if you value practical wisdom for a better life. Don't forget to leave a comment below with this powerful affirmation: I choose peace, clarity, and wisdom in my golden years. Share your thoughts. We'd love to hear what resonates most with you. Are you ready to transform your later years and discover the keys to living with purpose and peace? Let's get started. 1. Don't be overly soft-hearted. Kindness is a beautiful quality, and many of us naturally want to help others. But after 60, it's important to understand the difference between being kind and being overly soft-hearted. Being too soft-hearted can lead to unnecessary stress and even exploitation. When you say yes to every request, you may be helping others, but at what cost to yourself? Let me tell you a story. Imagine a retired man named Mr. Lee. After retiring, Mr. Lee became the go-to person for his neighbors. Need help moving furniture? Call Mr. Lee. Need to borrow money? Mr. Lee will say yes. At first, this brought him joy because everyone spoke so highly of him. But over time, it became clear that some people weren't genuinely grateful. They were simply taking advantage of his willingness to help. One day, Mr. Lee discovered his home had been broken into. To his shock, the thief was someone he had helped many times, a young man he had lent money to. This story is not uncommon. When we're too soft-hearted, we can unintentionally invite trouble. People who only think of their own benefit may see kindness as weakness and take advantage of it. This can lead to emotional pain, financial loss, and even harm to your safety. So, what should you do? Buddhist teachings remind us that while compassion is a virtue, it must be balanced with wisdom. This means learning to say no when needed. If someone makes an unreasonable request, politely decline. Saying no doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you someone who respects your own time, energy, and boundaries. For example, if a neighbor constantly asks for help but never offers anything in return, it's okay to take a step back. You can still be kind without overcommitting yourself. Kindness is about balance. It's about giving when you can, but also knowing when to prioritize your own well-being. Also, think about how being overly soft-hearted can affect your mental health. When you feel drained or taken advantage of, it creates stress. And stress, especially in later years, can take a toll on your physical and emotional well-being. Protecting your peace isn't selfish, it's necessary. Ask yourself, are there people in your life who are always asking but never giving back? Are you saying yes because you truly want to help, or because you feel pressured to please others? Reflect on these questions and start setting boundaries where needed. Remember, real kindness includes kindness to yourself. When you take care of your own needs, you're in a better position to help others in meaningful ways. Your time and energy are valuable. Treat them as such. Learning to say no can be one of the most empowering and freeing decisions you'll ever make. 2. Don't be excessively optimistic about people. It's natural to want to see the best in others. Optimism helps us build trust, nurture relationships, and enjoy life. But as you get older, it's crucial to pair optimism with realism. Blindly trusting everyone or ignoring patterns of behavior can lead to heartbreak, betrayal, or even harm. After 60, you've likely encountered situations where people didn't live up to your expectations. This is a valuable lesson. Not everyone deserves your trust. Let's look at an example. Mrs. Wong was a kind and optimistic grandmother who always believed in giving people second chances. Her nephew, a young man with a history of borrowing money and never paying it back, came to her one day with a heartfelt story. He promised this time would be different. Moved by his words, she gave him a significant amount of her savings. Months passed, and not only did he fail to repay her, but he also stopped visiting altogether. Mrs. Wong felt devastated, not just because of the money, but because her trust had been broken. This story highlights the danger of excessive optimism. It's important to trust people, but not at the expense of ignoring red flags. Buddhist teachings encourage us to approach life with awareness and clarity. This means seeing people for who they are, not who we wish them to be. Optimism without boundaries can leave you vulnerable to exploitation, especially from those who are close to you. Sadly, it's often family members or friends who misuse your trust. So how can you stay optimistic while protecting yourself? Start by observing people's actions rather than their words. Words can be deceiving, but consistent actions reveal a person's true character. If someone repeatedly takes advantage of your kindness or fails to keep their promises, it's okay to adjust your expectations. This doesn't mean cutting them off entirely. It simply means being cautious and setting limits on how much you give, whether that's your time, energy, or money. Additionally, understand that you don't need to please everyone. It's okay to prioritize your peace of mind over someone else's demands. If a relationship feels one-sided or draining, take a step back. Surround yourself with people who value and respect you, rather than those who only see what they can gain from you. Think about your own life. Are there people who have let you down repeatedly? Have you found yourself giving too many chances to someone who doesn't deserve it? Take a moment to reflect on these questions. By recognizing patterns and setting healthy boundaries, you can protect yourself from unnecessary pain. In conclusion, being optimistic is a wonderful trait, but it must be balanced with discernment. Remember, trusting the wrong people can drain your energy, resources, and happiness. Protect your heart and peace by staying aware and prioritizing relationships that bring mutual respect and joy. You deserve a life filled with authentic connections. choose wisely. 3. Don't overcommit to socializing. As we grow older, relationships become even more precious. But there's a hidden trap in overcommitting to social activities, especially after 60. While it's great to connect with others and maintain friendships, trying to keep up with too many social obligations can be exhausting and even overwhelming. This stage of life should be about quality over quantity, focusing on meaningful connections rather than spreading yourself too thin. Picture this. You've been invited to multiple gatherings in a week. You feel pressured to attend each one because you don't want to disappoint anyone. But by the end of the week, you're physically tired, mentally drained, and left wondering if any of those interactions truly added value to your life. It's not uncommon to feel this way when you prioritize quantity over quality in your social life. Here's where Buddhist teachings can guide us. Buddhism encourages mindfulness in all aspects of life, including our relationships. It reminds us to focus on what truly nourishes the soul and avoid getting caught up in superficial connections. Instead of attending every party, gathering, or coffee meetup, take a step back and ask yourself, does this interaction bring me joy or peace? It's important to understand that not every friendship is meant to last forever. Some relationships serve their purpose and naturally fade away, while others grow stronger with time. After 60, it's crucial to focus on those friendships that are genuine, supportive, and aligned with your values. These are the connections that will uplift you and bring happiness to your life. Overcommitting to socializing can also lead to emotional fatigue. Engaging with too many people, especially those who drain your energy or create unnecessary drama, can leave you feeling more stressed than fulfilled. It's okay to be selective about who you spend your time with. True friends will understand your need for balance and never make you feel guilty for setting boundaries. Now, let's talk about loneliness, a common concern for many as they age. You might think that saying no to social invitations will make you feel isolated, but the truth is, the opposite often happens. When you prioritize quality connections, you create deeper and more meaningful relationships, which naturally reduce feelings of loneliness. Take this as an opportunity to deepen the relationships that truly matter. Spend time with friends and family who make you feel loved and valued. Engage in activities that bring joy, such as joining a book club, taking up a hobby, or volunteering for a cause close to your heart. These intentional choices will fill your days with genuine connection and purpose. Ask yourself, are you saying yes to social obligations out of fear of missing out, or because they genuinely enrich your life? If it's the former, it's time to rethink your priorities. Remember, your energy is precious. Spend it wisely on people and experiences that bring you joy and peace. By focusing on meaningful connections, you'll create a more fulfilling and balanced social life, one that truly enhances your golden years. 5. Don't underestimate the importance of health. Health is the foundation of everything you want to do in life. Without it, even the simplest joys, like walking in the park, playing with grandchildren, or enjoying your favorite meal, can feel out of reach. Yet many people underestimate how crucial it is to care for their health, especially after 60. This mistake often leads to regrets, financial strain, and an overall decline in quality of life. Imagine this. You've worked hard all your life, saved money, and finally have the time to do the things you've always dreamed of. Traveling, exploring hobbies, or just relaxing with your loved ones. But instead of enjoying these golden years, you're constantly visiting doctors, dealing with preventable illnesses, or feeling too tired to do anything. Doesn't that sound like a life wasted? Buddhist teachings remind us that health is the ultimate wealth. Unlike material possessions, which can be replaced, you only have one body and one life. Taking care of your health isn't just about living longer, it's about living better. Good health allows you to be independent, enjoy your time, and even support others without becoming a burden. You don't have to run marathons or lift heavy weights to maintain your health. Even a 20-minute daily walk can work wonders for your body. Walking keeps your heart healthy, strengthens your muscles, and improves your mood. Yoga or gentle stretching can also help with flexibility and balance, which are essential as we age. Food is fuel for your body. After 60, your nutritional needs change, so it's important to choose foods that support your health. Focus on fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. Cut back on processed foods, sugary snacks, and excessive salt. Remember, every meal is an opportunity to nourish your body. Many serious health issues can be caught early through regular screenings. Don't wait until you feel unwell to see a doctor. Make preventive care a priority. This simple habit can save you from much bigger problems down the road. Sleep is when your body heals and regenerates. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night. Create a relaxing bedtime routine. Avoid screens, drink calming tea, or meditate to unwind. Sleep is just as important as diet and exercise. Your mindset plays a huge role in your overall well-being. Stress, worry, and negative thoughts can take a toll on your physical health. Practice mindfulness, gratitude, or meditation to keep your mind peaceful. Surround yourself with positive influences and focus on what brings you joy. Taking care of your health doesn't have to be complicated or overwhelming. Small, consistent actions can make a big difference. And remember, health isn't just about the body, it's about the mind and spirit too. Ask yourself, are you doing enough to protect your health? If not, today is the perfect day to start. It's never too late to prioritize your well-being. By making your health a top priority, you're giving yourself the greatest gift, a life that's full of vitality, happiness, and freedom. Take care of your health now, and your future self will thank you. 6. Don't lose your temper. With family is one of life's greatest treasures, especially as we grow older. The bonds you've built with your loved ones over the years are meant to bring comfort, connection, and joy. However, it's easy to let stress or frustration lead to moments where you lose your temper with family members. This can create unnecessary tension and damage the relationships you hold most dear, leaving you feeling regretful and disconnected. As we age, some people fall into a pattern of becoming more impatient or critical, particularly with their children or grandchildren. This often stems from the desire to pass on wisdom or ensure things are done the right way. You might think you're helping, but to your family, it may come across as nagging or controlling. Over time, this behavior can cause loved ones to pull away, creating a divide where there should be unity and warmth. Picture this. A grandfather constantly criticizes his grandson for spending too much time on his phone or not studying enough. His intention is good. He wants the best for the boy. But instead of encouraging positive change, the grandson starts avoiding him, feeling judged rather than supported. This situation happens far too often and can leave both sides feeling hurt and misunderstood. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of patience and compassion in all our interactions. They remind us that true love is not about control, but about understanding. When you lose your temper with family, It often comes from a place of wanting to be heard or feeling stressed. But anger rarely leads to solutions. Instead, it creates barriers. A calm and understanding approach, on the other hand, fosters trust and communication. If you find yourself frustrated, take a step back and breathe before responding. Ask yourself, is this issue worth upsetting my loved ones over? How can I address this with kindness? Often, simply taking a moment to reflect can help you choose a softer, more effective response. For example, instead of criticizing a family member, try sharing your concerns in a gentle and respectful way. They'll be more likely to listen and appreciate your perspective. It's also important to acknowledge that younger generations may see the world differently than you do, and that's okay. Times change, and so do perspectives. Instead of trying to impose your views, focus on finding common ground and celebrating the things you share: memories, values, and love for each other. Forgiveness is another key aspect. If tempers have flared in the past, don't let resentment linger. Holding on to anger only creates more pain. Be willing to apologize when needed and let go of old grudges. Healing relationships is far more rewarding than winning arguments. Take time to appreciate your family for who they are, not who you think they should be. Every moment with loved ones is precious, and life is too short to let anger or misunderstandings get in the way. By practicing patience and compassion, you'll not only strengthen your family bonds, but also bring more peace and harmony into your own life. 7. Don't worry excessively about descendants. As parents and grandparents, it's natural to care deeply about your children and grandchildren. You want them to succeed, be happy, and live fulfilling lives. However, excessive worrying about their future does more harm than good, for both you and them. When you constantly fret over their choices, struggles, or challenges, you not only burden yourself, but also risk stifling their growth and independence. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that everyone has their own path in life. Your children and grandchildren must navigate their own challenges, learn from their mistakes, and find their own strengths. Over-involvement in their lives can make them overly dependent on you, preventing them from developing the resilience they need to thrive. Instead of worrying, offer them trust and support from a healthy distance. Let them know you're there to guide them if they need help, but allow them the space to figure things out on their own. Use the time you would have spent worrying to focus on your own growth, hobbies, and health. By prioritizing your well-being, you set a powerful example of self-reliance and peace. Remember, letting go doesn't mean you love them any less. It means you trust them to live their lives while you live yours fully. 8. Don't overly prioritize relatives. Family is important, and nurturing bonds with relatives can bring warmth and joy. However, overly prioritizing family, especially at the expense of your own happiness, can lead to disappointment. Many people, after reaching 60, feel a strong sense of nostalgia and an even stronger desire to cling to familial ties. While this is natural, it's essential to strike a balance. Think about it. Blood relationships don't always guarantee loyalty or care. In some cases, relatives might take you for granted or even exploit your kindness. Over-investing emotionally or financially in family members who don't reciprocate can leave you feeling drained and unappreciated. Meanwhile, you might overlook relationships with friends or others who genuinely value and support you. Buddhist teachings remind us that happiness comes from within. Prioritize your own growth, peace, and well-being first. Cherish the relatives who bring positivity to your life, but don't overextend yourself for those who do not. Recognize that love and support can come from anyone, not just family. Life after 60 should be about enjoying what truly matters to you. By focusing on your happiness and growth, you set an example of self-respect and inspire others to appreciate the value of balanced relationships. If this resonated with you, hit the like button, subscribe for more wisdom, and comment below, "I choose peace and balance in my golden years." Your journey to a fulfilling life starts now.